Hello and welcome to Mann's Model Moments. Now this is the recent released Focke-Wulf Flitzer from Revell. This was released back in the early 2000s, but has recently been re-released by Revell in their P series, continuing on from the Arado AR555 and of course the Messerschmitt P1099 I think it was. But this is the Flitzer. I built this back when it originally came out and wanted to have a look how it has fared. So, it is a old style Revell box, so that does mean it is an end opener. Now that could be because of the sizes kit and price, because it isn't an awful lot of money. And inside you get Revell instruction booklet, which folds out, looks quite nice. I can see within that you have the decal sheet and the bit which everybody throws away, the safety advice and all that piece. And then you have the plastic all in one bag. So let's have a look at the instructions and then we'll take a look at what's inside here. Alright, so the instructions are a pretty big A4 booklet. Full colour front here. Opening them up, we have the traditional Revell instruction guide, all the pictorial pieces, your guides here with all of the different multilingual explanations of those. All pretty standard stuff. You have two full, well, 1.5 pages of how to mix and what to paint your aircraft in. And then you actually get to where we're talking about the kit itself. So we have the frames, which is always nice to see. I always like to see frame layouts. And then we're straight into construction. So this is a pretty basic kit. Pretty much suitable for beginners, I think. And we've got traditional sort of layout in terms of how we're actually starting this, but it looks pretty good. So it's all in colour, it's pretty clear, it goes through individual steps quite simply. You have options for in-flight or not in-flight, though you don't have a pilot. And then you're into painting at the end here. So in terms of schemes, we've got white 5 and red 3. Both fictional schemes, of course, because this aircraft, of course, never flew. It actually says never entered service. This was a paper project from Focke-Wulf, but I think it's interesting how it does have the general form of several post-war aircraft that we see, particularly the Venom and the Vampire. All pretty clear, and then of course you've also got the decal placement on this as well. So pretty comprehensive, pretty clear instructions, and let's have a look at the plastic. Decal sheet, pretty nice, very comprehensive for such a small kit. So we do have instrument panel, side panel decals. We've got a lot of warnings and stencils, as well as the national markings. No swastikas, of course. And some different markings for the different versions as well. So really nice and pretty good value, I think, overall. Okay, so we have two main frames in this kit. This covers the fuselage and the booms, together with the horizontal stabilizer. And you've got little pieces for things like the instrument panel, the tail cone of the jet, front landing gear, the cockpit, etc. So it's pretty basic, but you do have quite nicely engraved panel lines here. The tooling is pretty crisp. There is no flash on this really to speak of at all. So it's obviously quite bare inside. This was a paper project and they don't really go in for a huge amount of detail. You do have some side consoles in the cockpit, and obviously you could add seat belts to give it a little bit more authenticity, but it is a 1/72nd scale kit, which you're not going to see an awful lot through that cockpit with anyway. But they do give you a control column, so you know it is what it is. Okay, the second frame covers the wings and then some of the other fiddly bits. And first thing to note, we do have some flash on this frame, although it does seem to be mainly localized to the sprue itself, not the actual pieces. So we still have quite nice detail on all of these elements here, including the undercarriage, which is quite nice. Even have some detail on the inside of the landing gear bay. So it's a fairly basic kit, but you got pretty decent details across here, and it's going to be fairly simple. I think quite satisfying build, and it's quite nice to see that these toolings seem to have been kept fairly decent, not needing an awful lot of work on that to clean the kit up. So pretty good. Okay, the last frame we have to deal with is the transparency, and this isn't quite as good. So this is just loose with the rest of the plastic in the bag. It is quite thick. There's quite a lot of optical distortion through this. But again, this is a fairly cheap 1/72nd scale kit. So, you know, again, you pay your money and you take your choice, but you're not going to be seeing a huge amount through this. You can just see you can't really get much at all through that transparency, other than there's something through it. So just to give a bit of an up-close view on this kit, you can see we've got pretty nice detail all the way over this fuselage. Really nice little riveting detail, which you can just see in the light there. So again, for its age and for the size of the kit, it's not bad at all. So cockpit is where the detail kind of gets a bit more compromised. We do have the impression of a seatbelt on there, but again, paper project, this was never made, so you can take some liberties here. Again, the jet exhaust is fairly simplified, but there's not an awful lot you need really there. And again, these booms have, you know, nice panel detail, nice engraving. And again, the second base of the fuselage, same as the first. Nice detail, quite delicate, and overall not bad at all. Again, the wing frame, to show you the close-ups here, to show you the detail on this. So we've got some really nice pieces, these fixed slats that they have here. I think that's what they are, sort of on the boundary edge. Some of this engraving and some of the curvature here, the air intakes for the jet engine. Here are those wheels. Again, you know, not a huge amount of detail, but 1/72nd scale. We got treads on the wheels, got some hub detail. The front is a little more simplified. Some fairly delicate pieces for cannon barrels and actuators, that kind of thing. And then on the other side, as you can see, air intakes. We do have like barriers here, so that it is not just a, you know, open space into the wing. We do have like where the air intake tunnels would go, if you like, and detail on the underside of that undercarriage bay. So again, for sort of, I would say the class of kit this is, that sort of starter kit, first or second kit, you know, low cost, pretty good. There's the original Revell logo with its copyright date on. So what do I think of this kit? Well, it's hard not to like it, really. For its price, you're getting a pretty decent build, I think. It's pretty basic, but it has everything you need. The decal sheet is pretty good. It's an unusual subject, and having built this, it's a fairly easy build. And I think Revell bringing these sorts of kits back at a reasonable price point is really good for getting people into the hobby and modelling on a budget. So I would say if it's a subject that interests you, go out, get one, get a couple. It's a good experimental, especially if you want to practice sort of model camouflage or, what-if schemes. Because it was a paper aircraft, you can basically go nuts with whatever you want to camouflage it in. Just let your imagination run wild. And I think it's quite a good mojo build. The only thing I really don't like is the canopy, because you really can't see anything through it, but then there's not an awful lot in the cockpit to actually show anyway. So it's kind of a bit of a balance there. But overall, I think this is a pretty good kit. I wouldn't hesitate to recommend it to anyone. But I'd love to know what you think about this. Do you think this is a bargain, or do you think this is just Revell dredging up old tools for not much effort? Let me know in the comments section down below. And if you like this video, please do go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like, subscribe to see what other videos come on the channel, and click the notification bell to make sure you know when those get uploaded. Anyway, that's all from me for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.